I literally decided less than 5 minutes ago that I was going to start a podcast, and this is the first episode. The Starving Artist Podcast. That's not an original name at all. Starving Actor Podcast. Something along those lines. Um, I'm a yapper, certified by myself. And I just like talking about myself. I'm very narcissistic, very self-indulgent. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm very bad at keeping a conversation, and you're gonna realize that throughout the course of this. I'm an actor. My name is YJ Adam Yasin Jamal. Adam is what that stands for. And it's a very slow year. I thought that when the strikes happened in 2023 that things would inevitably pick back up sooner rather than later. And 2024 came along, they were like, there's going to be pilot season. There wasn't. Too soon. 2025 came along, there's going to be pilot season. We heard rumors. Too soon. 2026 came along, heard there's going to be pilot season. There was. I reaped none of the benefits of that. Got no auditions. So I'm in my third consecutive year of being an actor who's very great at their job. Personally, I feel that way. I've never felt more confident as an actor in my career than I have within the past year and change, arguably 2 years. And I'm just seeing nothing. There's no opportunities. And it sucks. Sucks really bad. I don't know. 2022 was a big year because I was auditioning every now and then. There's a couple of like big projects. Let me shut off my notifications real quick. I make sure I don't get calls in the middle of this. But yeah, 2022. That was the first year I got my agent in Atlanta, and I was auditioning pretty regularly. I would get like 5 to maybe 10 a month. There was a point where I was getting like 5 a week, which was crazy. For pretty big projects. And yeah, that was pretty nice. I just didn't know how to audition at the time. Wish I did, because I could have used that to my advantage to book something. But it would have been too early on in my career. I was horrible at acting. I was training, I was taking class, all the wrong classes, meeting all types of cool people who are way better than me at their craft, and just feeling very disappointed in myself. Similar to how I feel now that I think about it. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of waiting for the industry to pick back up. But in a sense, that's probably not the best move, because you're supposed to not wait for other people to give yourself opportunities. You're supposed to be giving them to yourself. Mind you, I tried to take that advice as much as I possibly could, and I wrote a whole script. I wrote a bunch of scripts, but I wrote one script in particular that I have right now in the back burner that I feel is really good. I mean, I've sent it to people way more connected than me in the industry, who really dug it. And wouldn't that be funny if there was a guy named Doug that I sent it to? He would have dug it too. Anyway, that's stupid. But yeah, it's a really good script, but man, it's like I thought $10,000 could go a long way to make it, and it turns out that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing in film language. They call Obsession an independent film. That film cost $750,000 to make. Very low budget. If I had $750,000, that would be a lot of money. But anyway, I don't know, man. My life's kind of in the gutters, emotionally, mentally. I'm drained. I'm tired. With regards to YouTube, I had a YouTube channel where I posted BTS content that at one point was doing really well. I got up to like 1.7 million subscribers on there. Amazing channel. Looking back, man, I wish I could have just like. I wish I wasn't in high school when I had that channel, because that took up so much of my time. And I feel like these days I'm more creative and I have more freedom, and I have access to editing softwares that I could have used back then, and it's like I just don't have the drive to do that anymore. Yeah, I just retired that channel not too long ago. But shout out to BTS, man. They're the reason I'm doing this. I don't know. I don't have much to say. This is gonna be a very boring podcast episode. What do I do? What, how do you carry a conversation beyond 5 minutes? I don't know. I'm just yapping. I don't know what to say. Why is it so loud? Why do my neighbors want to be loud right now? Right now. Why does I wasn't recording 20 minutes ago. I opened my computer and I start recording. These motherfuckers are. Ooh. Anyway. What do I do, man? I don't know. I feel like I'm at an interesting point in my career where things will probably work out, but it'll just be taking a little longer than I anticipate. I feel like I am going to be successful pretty soon. Like, I'm talented. I kind of know the path that I need to go on. I have a better kind of idea of it. I have scripts that I've written that I'm going to eventually produce and put into production. I just need, I feel like in the past I had access to opportunities, but I wasn't prepared. I wasn't skilled enough. I didn't have enough knowledge back then. But it's like now I have all of that. I have real footage. I have everything I could have ever wished for. Like, I was like, man, why am I not getting auditions for things that I feel like I could be getting auditions to? And now I have everything that could be working in my favor. And there's just nothing. And I'm in LA. I'm in Los Angeles, bro. Like, I literally, if I open the window, it's dark right now, but there's palm trees everywhere, right? Hollywood, I literally lived in Hollywood for a month, bro. The whole time I was there, nothing. Like, I literally saw arguably a racist article today basically saying Hollywood is turning into Detroit, which was like, god damn. But, I kind of get what they're saying in terms of, it just shit's not there, bro. Like, the industry is in the gutters. Sorry, Detroit. Not saying Detroit is the gutters. It's a beautiful city from what I've heard. Their pizza's great. Point being, I think Hollywood is literally dead right now, bro. I came from Atlanta. Like, I literally went there in May, early May. Shit was popping, bro. I know people there. I know filmmakers. I have money on the side, bro. If I wanted to just put a project into production, I know actors. I could just get people together. I know production people. I know camera guys who are just willing to work, bro. I can make shit happen. I'm in LA. It's like I have no network, bro. Oh my god, this shit sucks, bro. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but I am. I don't know what to do. I'm at my breaking point. I was considering going back to college. Like, I literally quit college to pursue acting. And, I had a clear path that I could see that, my uncle wanted me to go the NYU route, which I would have, looking back, probably networked with some cool filmmakers and stuff, but I wouldn't have trained as much, and I wouldn't have been as good an actor if I didn't do the things that I did, without taking his advice. I trained for years, despite, him pushing that I go to NYU. And it's like, I could probably use that now. I'm probably in a better position now to go to NYU than I was then. And honestly, I wouldn't be missing out on much if I just decided to leave. And I hear from a lot of older actors all the time. I take acting class. There are older actors in my class. And I'm talking like 60s, 70s, years old. And they look at me. And I like to think, because I've worked on sets where there are young, talented people, like 15, 20-year-olds, who are incredibly talented, who've just been working and killing it and doing big projects. Like, I worked on Cobra Kai. There's this actor, Dallas Dupree Young. Dude, he was a baby, man. Those third and fourth season that I was working in, I saw him. I think it was fourth or fifth season I saw him. And he was he was on set with like his mom or somebody who was there with him, and like we kind of see him in like background holding area. He's a really sweet guy, sweet kid, smart kid too, like very talented. I didn't know he was cast at the time, but you know, I would see him work, and I'd be like, damn, like I wonder what it's like for him to get the opportunity to do the thing that I want to do, like, and he's like 20 or like 15, right, or something like that. He's young, maybe he's like 18, realistically speaking, right at the time. It was 2021 or 22, right, and it's like there. In order to get to where he probably was struggling as an artist for like at least 10 years or so to get to where he's at now, or maybe he got lucky. But I mean, I think I looked him up, and like he's been working since he was literally a baby or like a child actor. So, I mean, to be honest, I think he was a child actor on the set. He's very young. But like all that to say, like everybody who's doing it big, no matter how young they are, they paid their dues. And I just felt like I was this old guy on set. I was like 21, 22, just doing background. I was like, damn, did I start this too late? I didn't take drama in high school, and now I'm trying to live this fantasy of like becoming an actor. And it's like, man, all these old people in my acting class, to circle back to them, would just be like, dude, all you have is time. And looking back, I think they're right, because like I don't know why I'm rushing so hard and putting so much pressure on myself to like be financially stable at like fucking 25, 26 years old. Yeah, money's a problem. I wish I didn't have that stress. There's some days I wish I could just buy a cup of coffee or something outside and just, sit at a cafe, buy some food. But it's like some days I kind of have to manage my money and be like, dude, I can't do that today. I can't go to the hotel today. I can't pay $2 every day to get on the train just to go, do some stupid shit that I could do here, right. Although it gets me out of my environment sometimes. Sometimes driving places, you're wasting gas, bro. I don't want to spend freaking $6 a gallon, $7 a gallon here in LA just to like go somewhere. I haven't been to the beach in like a month, bro. That's a stupid complaint, but like, dude, this is the type of like, what's the word? Like, I'm having an existential crisis, bro. I'm putting so much pressure on myself. For what? Like I have time. I could go back to school. Hell, I could get a job in the real world, man. Just develop a skill, and then I could literally cut back to acting at any point, and I'll have life experience to draw from. But I have this fear that like my talent is gonna like, atrophy. And dude, if that's the case, you could take class again, bro. I have time, man. But like, I love acting so much, man. Like, I wish I could express how much like I love the art of like what it feels like, when they yell action and rolling, like the excitement that I feel. Like it's like a drug, bro. I don't know, man. This shit sounds lame. I don't think anybody will get it. I just wish I was successful. I feel like failure. And maybe one day I'll look back on this, or maybe one day somebody else can look back on it for me when I am successful and be like, damn, this dude was struggling too. Yeah, I was, man. I still am. Hopefully by the point that I am successful, I'm not struggling as much anymore. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Life's interesting these days. Interestingly enough, political times are interesting too. Um, just it feels like everything's just going to hell, bro. Frick, man. I don't know how to feel about life right now. I don't know how to feel about. Like, I try not to even look at politics, bro. Every time I see something Trump does, it just pisses me off so deeply. Like, everything he criticized Biden for, calling him Sleepy Joe, like, this motherfucker's sleeping every interview. It's a joke. It's a joke. He's literally becoming everything that he used to, like, mock. And his supporters are trying to defend it, and it looks ridiculously stupid. Then again, I'm not a political guy, but you don't have to be political to see people's hypocrisies. Trump he said something about, you know, the country that shall not be named, saying that their prime minister doesn't have to level apartment buildings just to kill one person. It's like, now you're saying that too many civilians are being killed when in the past you were defending it. Like, I feel like, oh my god, bro. Like, so many moments, I'm just like, this guy is making me want to go crazy, bro. We've been saying this. Why are we even arguing, bro? Just for this man to prove me right. This man will say some shit that I've been saying, and it's like, well, good message, but it's come from the wrong guy. You know? Like, oh my god. I don't know. Trump always contradicts himself, man. Like, we paid $80 billion or whatever in taxpayer dollars, our money, to destroy and level Iran, and now we're using our taxpayer money again, $300 billion to fix them up. At this point, like, why can't I use any of our taxpayer dollars to, like, I don't know, help myself buy groceries sometimes? I'm broke, bro. You're spending an ungodly amount of money to do some shit in another country. Meanwhile, gas is $6 a gallon, bro. That's insane. And then these economists want to be like, well, because consumers are paying so much, that means they're excited about the economy. No, we're not. Who the fuck said that? Excited? Motherfucker, I'm just trying to live. I haven't driven the car the whole time I've been in California. I'm not excited about shit. I'm barely excited about my own life right now. You tell me I'm excited about the economy. I was never excited about the economy. I'm pissed about it right now, bro. Anyways, I'm trying to think of what other things to talk about, bro. I'm horrible at this. I hope that in the future I could get guests on my podcast. You know, I want to do something like off-camera show where you have like genuine, like deep conversations with like artists in the industry. Maybe I'll know people who are like in the industry and stuff, and I'll be able to interview them. That'd be great. I was thinking about movies I saw recently. You know, of course, Obsession and Backrooms are big films. Michael, I ended up surprisingly really liking. I mean, of course, I love Michael Jackson, but I think that every biopic of him is kind of a little cheesy. We know all the songs, but it's just something about, like, I guess I just never. I mean, I don't think I saw any of the trailers. I saw like all the promotional stuff because I'm in Hollywood, so there's gonna be billboards, and they had like a statue of him on the billboard or something near Ralph's, which is just like a local grocery store. And I saw the movie. I was gonna see it with my family, but I'm in California. I'm not gonna go back to Atlanta anytime soon. Likely gonna be here for like 6 months or whatever. So unless something comes up, who knows? Yeah, saw the movie, and Jafar Jackson is incredible. He was Michael Jackson. There are moments in the movie that were recreating, like, it's not a spoiler. They were basically showing, like, in the movie, like, recreating what it was like making Thriller. So, like, on the Thriller set. And it literally looked like we were watching the Thriller music video in, like, 4K HD. Like, this guy literally, from not only the look, because there are people who are like, who can try to look like Michael. There are people who've gotten plastic surgery to look like Michael Jackson. There are people who, like, have watched thousands of hours of Michael Jackson footage and, like, gotten his moves down to a T. But it's like, after, like, even them, it's like, it kind of looks like it's an impression. Like, people trying to do an impression. There's just something inherently where it's like, I could feel that this is not sincere. This is not Michael Jackson. The movements are forced. Watching Jafar Jackson, and it's not, maybe it's something because he's related to, like, he's his nephew, right? But it's like, man, that kid was Michael Jackson. I was watching it like, God, there are moments where I forgot. I was like, wait, I'm watching a movie. You know, like, he was incredible, bro. I don't think people are giving him enough credit. And it made like $900 million, which, like, for any movie that's not a Marvel movie to make $900 million, obviously not a Marvel, but also not like a big blockbuster animated film also. Like, that's insane, you know? And Michael Jackson's been dead for like almost 20 years. So it's like, music companies have tried to milk the frick out of Michael Jackson's IP or whatever. like releasing all this unreleased music and repackaging it and this, that, and the other. Like they've tried everything they can to make all the money, all the billions they could recoup from his death. And yeah, just like the sincerity that was felt in this movie, whether or not, I also was kind of questioning watching it. Watching it, I was like, I heard Janet didn't sign on, so like with this adaptation of the film, something to do because I think Jafar Jackson is getting into family politics. So I think Jafar is like Jermaine's kid, and Jermaine and Michael kind of had a little bit of like, I don't know, maybe a turbulent relationship or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Could be totally wrong. I heard Paris Jackson, Michael's daughter, talk about the film also. She didn't like some aspects of it. They're all entitled to their own opinions. I got nothing to do with it. But I was just like, why is Janet Jackson not in the film? This is weird. Like they're like they did Scream together. Like that's a big part of their careers. Like that was kind of weird. I think Latoya was like mentioned in there or like shown being portrayed by somebody. But I was like, Janet, it's crazy. I haven't. And to be fair, they did a good thing with like being able, I guess if they didn't get her approval for her to be in the movie, even though they're showing his upbringing, I guess they did good of like focusing on the boys. So, I just wish they, could have shown Janet, but and then I saw Backrooms, which I really liked. Yeah, Kane Parsons, man. I don't know anything about his YouTube. I haven't seen his videos before, so I don't know what, even to this day, like I don't know what type of content he makes, and I'm not saying it to sound cool or whatever. I just genuinely am out of touch. I'm not, I don't really watch YouTubers like that anymore. Like I think the last YouTubers I was really watching were like Smosh and Nika Hika and those people. So yeah, I'm old, like Kev Jumba, bro. But like Backrooms, man, insane concept. I've heard of like that type of, I think it was like a game or something online, like a dark web kind of thing of like like an idea of like kind of like this nostalgic office space that just never ends. And like, dude, the film did an amazing job of like finding a way to make it look like, I don't know, just like the way they incorporated like the psyche in it, and that like the back rooms, the real, like, spoiler, the real monster or the entity is just like, it's our traumas that are being kept in there. And like it's basically like the back rooms is like kind of works like your brain. And like over time, certain rooms are like decrepit because your brain only can remember like a little bit, or retain a little bit of what it looked like, so it kind of jumbles things together and it's not perfect, that kind of thing. I like how they did that. Like I can't even describe that in words, and they were able to translate that to a film. Like that's incredible. I love the concept of that film. I think the acting, Chetwell Ejiofor, I think, dude's incredible. And then Backrooms, dude, Curry Barker. I wish I knew about his stuff sooner. I've never seen him on YouTube. And I love sketch comedy stuff. I just think YouTube has fucked me over by not showing me his content in the algorithm. Why? I started watching his sketches recently. My brother will send me stuff of his. And actually recently, I got to talk to Curry's brother, one of his brothers, Jeffrey Barker, who's a super cool dude. He worked as a PA on Obsession. Shout outs to you if you're watching this. But yeah, man, I really love Backrooms, man. I think they killed it. They did an incredible job. I remember one of my industry friends maybe like closer to earlier in the year, so like 4 or 5 months-ish ago, maybe end of last year, was telling me that the industry was moving closer to like a new era of like independent films. Like those were going to be the new blockbuster films. That's going to be what's going to take over, because the industry's moving away from like having these big kind of like blockbuster films and stuff. It was something along those lines of like the industry's moving closer to independent films. And it's because of the way the industry is right now, and with the slowdowns and everything, there's not as much original stuff being made. They're not really investing much into making original stuff anymore. And people just want to see good stuff. and like it's these new original voices that are just coming out and emerging, and I love that Curry Barker got to really show an original idea, not necessarily original premise, but like an original story nonetheless at its heart, with and not even name cast, like other than Andy Richter who was in there, which was amazing to see because he's not that famous, but he's like on Conan and I love his comedy. He's a freaking amazing dry humor guy. I think he's super underrated in the comedy sphere. Um, but yeah, man, he was a great actor in this too, portraying I think one of the characters' dads, one of the girls' dads, who owns the music store. I just love how the cast, they weren't like heavy hitting actors, and you were still able to like be invested in the story, and then also like the movie. I'm pretty sure by tomorrow it's gonna hit like 300 million at the box office, which is insane, absolutely unheard of, like unprecedented. Like it's making more money than like Nope by Jordan Peele, than Get Out, Us, like basically most horror movies you could think of that came out recently, it's made more money than that in the box office. And if it's having a global release, or if it's already being globally released and it catches that same kind of wave, I can't even imagine the amount of money it's gonna make. And it costs less than 750,000 to make, which is insane. So they basically profited like 300 mil. So I feel the same way I felt about Osgood Perkins. I remember that name. What film? I feel like he did. Was it Weapons? I might be getting that wrong. I don't know what film he did, but there's a film he did that was really good. Um, and I remember just seeing his name pop up at the end credits, and I was like, okay, I got to see what he does next. And when I watched Obsession, I was like, yeah, I got to see what Curry does next. And I hope I get to be a part of his film someday. There's just something about his sensibility as a director that I just was able to like really mess with. I really like. He's become one of the directors that I, as an actor, like the actor side of me, really wants to work with in some capacity. But in all honesty, even as a writer, or just creative in general, I want to work with that dude. So I hope it's possible. Honestly, I feel like the recent conversation I got to have with his brother too, like really cool. Like I showed him my short film script that I've been developing, and he dug it, which is pretty cool. I think he's just really nice too. He likes working on projects in general. So, but I think just being able to work with him, like I think I'm a little closer to working with Curry on something too. But honestly, I'll work with any of them. Like they all seem super talented and amazing at what they do. I wish I had a brother that was killing it in film. And I was watching Curry's YouTube. Curry has some short films on there. And if I like from a few years ago, and if I compare it to Obsession is just on a different level. Like there, even if I watched I watched The Chair today. I watched Milk and Cereal like a few days ago. And there's another short that's on there, but like even Milk and Cereal, like none of them are close to what Obsession is. Maybe it's because of the budget, but also just like the acting. Like where did they get someone like Indy Navarrete and even the male actor Michael Johnston? I think I might have effed that up. I don't know if that's his name. I know it's Johnston. I really just kind of improv the Michael part because it sounds like that would have been his name. But even he, dude, was freaking amazing, bro. So yeah, Obsession. I wouldn't have. I've been trying to look for a horror movie to see, and the only reason I saw that was because of my little brother. He was like, "You gotta see this movie." So yeah. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. What else, bro? Honestly, I can't think of anything else. Are there any other movies I saw? I mean, really, the last movie that I really liked recently was Weapons. Prior to those movies, I saw The Monkey. I didn't really. I mean, I liked the dark comedy in it, but I feel like I went into it really wanting to see a horror film, and I just kind of got like a dark, like comedy / drama, which is okay, but that wasn't really what I wanted to see. And it was cool to see Adam Scott, I think, or whatever his name, uh, the actor from Severance. It was really cool to see him pop up in there for like 5 minutes. Um, as far as shows, I haven't seen anything recently. I've been rewatching episodes of Supernatural because that's just my favorite show ever. Apparently, I just keep watching it. I've been watching it for years, just re-watching episodes when I'm bored. I was literally doing that like 2 hours ago. Um, the studio. I can't wait for season 2 to come out. I know that shoots out in LA. I thought I'd have better luck at auditioning for something like that out here, and guess they're just not casting. So that kind of sucks. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I need to watch like a full episode. I just keep rewatching clips. Same thing with Curb Your Enthusiasm. Those shows are freaking hilarious. I feel like they have moments that can kind of be like bits in sketch comedy. Maybe because the way it's written is kind of like it has bits in there and like punchlines, and it kind of feels like a sketch. But I need to watch like an entire episode because those shows, I'll watch clips on Instagram and I'll just die laughing. And I'll be like, I need to watch that, and I'll just forget. And my attention span, thanks to the internet, is also trash, so I can't watch a full episode anymore of anything. But other than that, got nothing to say, man. Somehow I was able to make this 30 minutes, so see how this goes, man. Episode 1. Thank you for watching.